Welcome back to Living Well After 50. Did you know your kidneys filter 50 gallons of blood daily? Learn 7 natural ways to detox and cleanse your kidneys. Don't miss #7. It's a game changer. And for even more tips on staying vibrant in this next chapter, don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter.
50 gallons a day. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? But it really drives home how important these often overlooked organs are, especially as we get older.
It's like they're the unsung heroes of our internal systems quietly working to keep us balanced. So let's unpack this. If we want to support our kidneys and lessen their burden as we age, where do we even begin?
Well, think about it this way. Our kidneys are constantly filtering out waste products and toxins, so giving them the right environment to do their job is key. And that starts with hydration.
Right, hydration. We've all heard about the importance of drinking water, but is it really as simple as aiming for 8 glasses a day? What's the real story here?
The 8 glasses rule is a good starting point, but it's not one size fits all. The real key is listening to your body and recognizing the signs of dehydration. Even mild dehydration can reduce your kidney function by as much as 20%, which is a big deal.
Wow, 20%. I had no idea it could have such a significant impact. So what are some signs we should be looking out for beyond just feeling thirsty?
Well, think about your urine. It's actually a pretty good health barometer. If it's dark yellow, that's a clear sign you need more fluids. That concentrated color means your kidneys are working harder to filter out waste, and that can put extra stress on them.
That's a great visual reminder. So paying attention to the color of our urine can give us valuable clues about our hydration levels. What about other signs of dehydration?
Headaches, dizziness, fatigue, these can all be signals that you're not getting enough fluids. And as we get older, those signals can become even more subtle, so it's important to be extra mindful.
That's a great point. We don't always feel thirsty when we're dehydrated, especially as we age. So staying ahead of the curve with consistent hydration is key. Okay, so we've talked about giving our kidneys a helping hand through hydration. What about the things we might be doing that are actually making their job harder?
One of the biggest culprits is something many of us consume in excess without even realizing it.
Hmm.
Sodium. Did you know the average person eats about 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day? That's way above the recommended 2,300 milligrams.
That's a pretty shocking statistic. I know sodium is in a lot of processed foods, but I wouldn't have guessed it was that high. How does all that extra sodium impact our kidneys?
It's a double whammy, actually. First, it can lead to calcium building up in the kidneys, which can increase the risk of those dreaded kidney stones.
Ouch, kidney stones. That's definitely something I want to avoid. What's the other way sodium harms our kidneys?
Excess sodium can also damage the delicate blood vessels that supply the kidneys, ultimately impacting their ability to function properly. And this is especially important as we age because our blood vessels naturally become less flexible over time.
So like we're adding insult to injury, putting extra strain on a system that's already facing age-related changes. It really highlights how important it is to be mindful of our sodium intake, not just for our kidneys, but for our overall health.
Exactly. Now let's shift gears and talk about what we can do to give our kidneys a little extra love. And this goes beyond just cutting back on sodium. There are specific foods we can add to our plates that actually support kidney function.
Okay, I'm all ears. Fill us in on those kidney-friendly superstars.
Well, it turns out that old adage, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, might hold some truth when it comes to our kidneys too. Apples are packed with antioxidants, vitamin C, and fiber, all of which can help reduce inflammation and support kidney health. And this isn't just about apples. Other fruits and vegetables like kale, spinach, and sweet potatoes are also great choices.
That's great news. I love those foods, and it's good to know they're doing double duty for my kidneys. What about fish? I've always heard it's good for heart health, but does it benefit our kidneys as well?
Absolutely. The omega-3 fatty acids found in fish like salmon have been linked to a reduced risk of kidney disease. They might even help slow the progression of kidney problems if you're already dealing with them.
That's fantastic. So we've got our fruits, veggies, and fish for kidney-friendly meals. What about beverages? I'm a big fan of herbal teas. In fact, I'm sipping on one right now. Are there any specific teas that are especially good for our kidneys?
You're in luck. Herbal teas have been used for centuries to support various aspects of health, and some are particularly helpful for our kidneys. Nettle leaf tea, for example, is a traditional remedy for kidney support.
Nettle leaf tea. I've never tried that one. What's so special about it?
It's rich in antioxidants and may even help prevent kidney stones. And if you're looking for something with a little more kidney-lysing, turmeric tea is another great option.
Turmeric. I use that in my cooking all the time. What benefits does it offer for our kidneys?
Turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties, which can be beneficial for overall kidney health. And don't forget about dandelion tea. It's a natural diuretic, which means it can help flush out excess fluids and toxins.
Wow, so many delicious options to explore. I love that we can support our kidneys with simple, enjoyable rituals, like sipping on a cup of tea. Speaking of simple and enjoyable, I'm always looking for ways to incorporate more natural remedies into my routine. What about vitamins and supplements? Are there any that stand out when it comes to kidney health?
There are a few key players worth mentioning. Vitamin B6, for example, has been shown to reduce the formation of calcium oxalate.
Okay, I remember you mentioned calcium oxalate earlier, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Could you refresh my memory?
Of course. Calcium oxalate is a compound that can build up in the kidneys and contribute to the formation of kidney stones. So by reducing calcium oxalate levels, vitamin B6 might help prevent those painful stones from forming.
That makes sense. Now, are there any other supplements that might be beneficial for those of us over 50 who are looking to support our kidneys?
One that's particularly interesting is andrographis. Early studies suggest it may offer some protection against the damaging effects of alcohol on the kidneys. However, it's important to emphasize that more research is needed in this area.
Right, so it's not a free pass to overindulge, but it's good to know there might be some natural support available.
Exactly. And there are a few other supplements worth exploring as well, like alpha-lipoic acid moringa, N-acetylcysteine, resveratrol probiotics, and even vitamin D.
Wow, that's quite a list. It sounds like there are a lot of natural options to consider, but I imagine it could be overwhelming to figure out where to start. What's your advice for our listeners who are interested in exploring these supplements?
My top recommendation is always to consult with your doctor before starting any new supplement regimen. They can assess your individual needs, consider potential interactions with any medications you're taking, and help you determine which supplements are right for you.
That's such important advice. It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to our health, especially as we navigate the world of supplements.
Absolutely. It's about making informed choices that align with our individual health goals. And speaking of choices, let's talk about something that might seem a bit counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Artificial sweeteners.
Artificial sweeteners. I always thought they were a healthier alternative to sugar, especially for those of us watching our weight. But you're telling me there's more to the story.
There is indeed. While artificial sweeteners might seem like a smart swap for sugar, research has revealed some surprising and concerning findings, particularly when it comes to our kidneys.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued. Fill me in on what studies have uncovered about the impact of artificial sweeteners on our health.
Well, research suggests that artificial sweeteners can actually increase our appetite, leading to a cascade of potential problems. Think about it. If you're constantly craving more food, it can lead to weight gain, which in turn increases the risk of stroke, hypertension, heart problems, type 2 diabetes, and ultimately kidney disease.
Wow, that's a domino effect I definitely didn't anticipate. So those seemingly innocent packets of sweetener could actually be contributing to a whole host of health issues, including kidney problems. That's quite a wake-up call. Which artificial sweetener should we be particularly mindful of?
Some of the most common culprits are sucralose, which is found in Splenda, saccharin, which is found in Sweet and Low, and aspartame, which is found in Equal.
Good to know. So if we're ditching the artificial sweeteners, what are some healthier ways to satisfy our sweet tooth?
Natural sweeteners like honey maple syrup and agave are good options, but as with anything, moderation is key. Even natural sweeteners can contribute to health issues if we overdo it.
That makes sense. It seems like balance is key when it comes to so many aspects of healthy living. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today. Hydration, sodium, kidney-friendly foods, herbal teas, vitamins and supplements, and even the hidden dangers of artificial sweeteners. But you mentioned earlier that there's one game-changing method that many people overlook when it comes to detoxing their kidneys. Drum roll, please. What is it?
It's the 2-day kidney cleanse.
Ah, the cleanse. I've heard about these, but always wondered if they were more hype than substance. What exactly does a 2-day kidney cleanse entail, and why is it so beneficial?
It's a focused period where you consume only foods and drinks that are known to support kidney health. It's about giving your kidneys an optimal environment to work their magic and efficiently flush out toxins.
So it's like hitting the reset button, giving our kidneys a chance to catch their breath and work more efficiently.
Exactly. And while there's not a ton of clinical research to back up the effectiveness of cleanses, many people report feeling more energized, less bloated, and just overall healthier after giving their kidneys a little TLC.
I can definitely see the appeal, especially if it's just for a couple of days. It feels manageable, like a mini challenge you can commit to. But what exactly does a 2-day kidney cleanse involve? What do you actually eat and drink during those 2 days?
It's all about focusing on foods and drinks that support kidney function and avoiding those that might hinder it. Think of it as a short-term shift towards a more kidney-friendly lifestyle.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not about starving yourself or following some crazy restrictive diet, but rather about making conscious choices that nourish and support your kidneys.
Precisely. And remember, we've already covered a whole range of kidney-supporting foods and drinks earlier in this deep dive.
Yeah.
You can draw inspiration from those, load up on those hydrating fruits and veggies, sip on those antioxidant-rich teas, and maybe even incorporate a green smoothie or two.
I love those ideas. And I imagine avoiding processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive sodium would also be key during a cleanse.
Absolutely. It's all about minimizing those potential stressors and giving your kidneys a break. It's like giving our kidneys a vacation from the usual suspects that might be bogging them down.
That's a great way to put it. And remember, while a 2-day cleanse can be a great way to kickstart healthier habits, the real magic lies in incorporating those habits into your everyday life. It's not just about those 2 days. It's about making sustainable changes that support our long-term health and well-being.
Precisely. It's about embracing a lifestyle that nourishes our bodies from the inside out.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful journey into the world of kidney health. We've covered so much ground, and I'm already feeling more empowered to take charge of my kidney health and overall well-being. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to remind our listeners that this is just the beginning of our exploration into living well after 50-sim. We have so much more to share, from tips on boosting your energy levels to strategies for maintaining a sharp mind.
We're in this together.
Absolutely, we're committed to empowering you to live your best life, no matter your age. Now, for our final thought for this part of our deep dive, I'd like to leave you with this question. What small change will you make today to support your kidneys? Will you pour yourself an extra glass of water? Swap that sugary soda for a refreshing herbal tea? Or perhaps add an extra serving of leafy greens to your next meal?
Every small step counts. Remember, your kidneys are counting on you to make healthy choices.
And we're here to guide you every step of the way. Thanks for joining us on this journey towards living well after 50A. Stay tuned for part 2 of this deep dive, where we'll continue our exploration of kidney health and uncover even more ways to support these vital organs. Until then, stay curious, stay hydrated, and keep those kidneys happy.
And that brings us back to the 2-day kidney cleanse. Remember, it's not about deprivation, but about providing your body with the ideal conditions to support those hardworking kidneys.
It's like pressing the reset button for our kidneys, giving them a chance to recharge and work more effectively. I know we touched on this earlier, but I'm eager to learn more. What exactly makes this cleanse so special?
Think of it this way. Over time, our kidneys can become burdened by the constant filtering of waste products and toxins and excess substances we consume. A cleanse is like a mini vacation for your kidneys, giving them a break from the daily grind and allowing them to focus on rejuvenation.
That's such a helpful analogy. It's like we're sending our kidneys to a spa for a couple of days. But before we get too carried away with the pampering, I'm curious about the practical side of things. What does a 2-day kidney cleanse actually look like in terms of what we eat and drink?
As we discussed earlier, it's all about choosing foods and drinks that support kidney function while minimizing those that put extra strain on them. Luckily, we've already laid out a great foundation with those kidney-friendly superstars: hydrating fruits and veggies, antioxidant-rich teas, and those omega-3 packed fish.
Right, so it's not about finding some obscure, hard-to-get ingredients. It's about incorporating the things we already know are good for us into a focused plan.
Exactly. Think about those delicious smoothies packed with leafy greens and berries, a light salad with salmon for lunch, and a warm cup of nettle tea before bed. These are just a few examples, of course. The beauty of a cleanse is that you can tailor it to your preferences.
And what about things we should avoid during the cleanse? I imagine processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive sodium are all off the table.
You got it. Minimizing those potential stressors is key to giving your kidneys that much-needed break. It's about creating a clean slate for them to work their magic.
It sounds like a fantastic opportunity to not only support our kidneys, but also to reset our overall eating habits. But I can imagine some people might be hesitant about trying a cleanse. They might worry about feeling hungry or deprived.
That's a valid concern. But remember, a cleanse is not about starvation. It's about nourishing your body with the right kinds of foods and drinks. And while you might experience some initial hunger pangs as your body adjusts, there are plenty of ways to stay satisfied.
Like those delicious smoothies and hearty salads you mentioned. It sounds like a cleanse can be a surprisingly enjoyable experience.
Exactly. And while a 2-day cleanse can be a great jumpstart, remember the real magic lies in integrating these healthy habits into your everyday life. It's about creating a sustainable lifestyle that supports your well-being for the long haul.
So true. It's not about a quick fix, but about making gradual, lasting changes that benefit our bodies and minds. Now, before we move on, I want to circle back to something you emphasized earlier. The importance of consulting with our doctor before starting any new supplement regimen. For those of us over 50 who might have existing health conditions or be taking medications, why is this step so crucial?
It's all about personalized care. What works for one person might not be suitable for another, especially when it comes to supplements. Our bodies change as we age and our individual needs evolve. By talking to our doctor, we can ensure that any supplements we choose are safe, effective, and compatible with our unique health profile.
That makes perfect sense. It's about working in partnership with our healthcare provider to make informed decisions that support our overall well-being.
Absolutely. It's about empowering ourselves with knowledge, taking an active role in our health, and collaborating with our doctor to create a plan that's tailored to our needs.
Well said. And speaking of taking an active role, I want to encourage our listeners to not just passively absorb this information, but to really put it into practice. What's one small change you would recommend our listeners make today to support their kidney health?
If I had to choose one simple yet powerful change, it would be to make a conscious effort to stay hydrated throughout the day. Keep a water bottle handy, sip on herbal teas, and make a conscious effort to prioritize fluids. Remember, even mild dehydration can have a significant impact on kidney function.
Such great advice. And it's something we can all do regardless of our age or health status. But as we wrap up this segment, I want to acknowledge that while these natural approaches are incredibly valuable, they're not a replacement for proper medical care.
That's an important point. If you're experiencing any concerning symptoms or have existing kidney issues, it's crucial to work closely with your healthcare team to create a comprehensive treatment plan. These natural strategies we've discussed can work in tandem with medical care to support your overall well-being.
Absolutely. It's about integrating these different approaches to create a holistic plan that addresses our individual needs. And on that note, I think it's time to move on to the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore even more ways to support our kidneys and live well after 50 health. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into kidney health. We've covered a lot of ground, from the power of hydration and the hidden dangers of sodium to the benefits of kidney-friendly foods, herbal teas, and even those intriguing supplements. But before we wrap up our exploration, I want to shift our focus to something that might be on the minds of some of our listeners. What if we're already dealing with kidney issues? Is it too late to make a difference?
It's never too late to start prioritizing kidney health. Even if you've already been diagnosed with a kidney condition, making positive lifestyle changes can have a significant impact on managing your condition and improving your overall quality of life.
That's so reassuring to hear. So it's not about giving up or resigning ourselves to a certain fate. We still have the power to make choices that support our well-being.
Exactly. And remember, these lifestyle changes we've discussed can work hand in hand with your medical treatment plan. It's about taking a holistic approach to your health, integrating both conventional medicine and natural strategies.
That makes perfect sense. It's not about choosing one over the other, but about finding the right balance for our individual needs. Now, I know we've thrown a lot of information at our listeners today, and it can be easy to feel overwhelmed when we think about all the things we should be doing for our health.
I understand that feeling, but remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress. Start by focusing on one small change at a time. Maybe it's simply drinking an extra glass of water each day, or swapping out that sugary soda for a refreshing herbal tea.
Yep.
Celebrate those small victories along the way, and before you know it, those small changes will add up to big results.
That's such a great reminder. It's about taking it one step at a time and focusing on what we can control. And as always, we're here to support you on this journey towards living well after 50. We have so much more to share, from tips on boosting your energy levels to strategies for maintaining a sharp mind. And don't forget to sign up for that free newsletter for even more tips and insights.
We're in this together.
Absolutely. We're committed to empowering you to live your best life, no matter your age. Now, for our final thought, I'd like to leave you with this question. What small change will you make today to support your kidneys? Will you pour yourself an extra glass of water? Swap that sugary soda for a refreshing herbal tea? Or perhaps add an extra serving of leafy greens to your next meal?
Every small step counts. Remember, your kidneys are counting on you to make healthy choices.
And we're here to guide you every step of the way. Thanks for joining us on this journey towards living well after 50. Until next time, stay curious, stay hydrated, and keep those kidneys happy.